Right.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello. Yo, Alexis, you're a soldier, okay? You're a soldier. She's fighting the vid and isn't like the thing, you know what I mean? You could take a beating off if you if you can't fight through, you know? But I could appreciate that.
This is definitely horrible.
Yeah, it is no fun. And been there, done that. Don't want to do it again.
I thought Alexis already had it.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, you have COVID, Alexis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, bad.
That's right.
Yeah.
She's fighting through, but she's on the meeting though. You know, that's hard. That's hard right there. All right. We'll just wait for a few people to trickle in, but as always, we'll be praying for you, Alexis, but no COVID talk because we're in blessings. You know what I mean? So we're not even acknowledging that shit right now. So who wants to start with some blessings?
I can go.
All right, let's do it.
So right now I'm in Maine. That's where my husband's from. So we come up here every summer for a week or so. So we're leaving tomorrow, but so I'm sitting outside right now. I'll flip you can see where I am right now.
Oh,
been kayaking, riding on the boat, doing stuff like that.
On a boat?
On a boat. So yeah, been doing that for the last week and a half. It's been super nice. The weather's been wonderful. It's not hot. Closed on my dealership deal 2 days before we left. So that was nice. It's been a nice little reward coming up here and relaxing for a little bit. So yeah. Everything's going pretty good.
Freaking awesome. I want to go. Is that like a cabin in the back there? What is that in there?
Yeah, so his grandparents had this cabin and then they like left it to their aunts and uncles. They have a bunch of cousins and stuff. So it's like all the cousins and aunts and uncles just come up here like whenever they want kind of thing. So yeah, we got all these chairs, oh wait, now you're looking at me. I'm bad at this. Okay, if I can flip it. There's my dog. Got a campfire over there. Got a little cabin, the woods. Yeah.
Man. I
So,
like that. There's like no mosquitoes and stuff up there, or is there?
No, and there's nothing in the lake, like no snakes, no alligators, no nothing. So you can just swim all over and not be scared about getting attacked or anything.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, congratulations. Enjoy it. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Who else wants to hop in here?
I'll go. So I'm under contract for two this month, which is a blessing because I didn't get anything for July. So it's exciting because one is a new construction, but the one that I just got under contract, it's a resale. So that closes next month, so I can see a check sooner than later. So yeah, that's my blessing.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And even though you're in bed, you're still getting contracts. So that's fantastic. That's when you know you can work your business from anywhere, you know. And make sure you lean on Lilybet and all these and your TC too when you need stuff done, especially when you're feeling that way. But good stuff. Who else?
I'll go. I'm sorry I'm not on video. I'm with family. My grandmother is in the hospital, so we're dealing with that. But I could go for some good news. So I got a listing that's going up next week. It's a condo, small, but it's a start somewhere. So I'm excited for that because it's my first listing. I connected with an
Nice.
investor, and he's already brought me 3 other clients connected through him. And it's funny
Wow.
because it's from Sync, and he closed last year with another agent. And then I guess he connected with me, and now he's sending me 3 other people. So that's exciting. And I haven't announced it yet, but I just got engaged. So
What?
yeah.
Actually,
So
well, we're the first to know.
yes, because I haven't made it public. So you
That's
guys are
family
first
right
to
there.
know.
That's family.
Yes. Those are my blessings.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Man, I think it's sad you can't be on video for that one. That was a good one.
I know. Next week I'll show you guys.
Or was it so apparently, so I didn't know about your grandma, but I got a text from Annie about her grandma. So there's 2 grandma
Yes.
situations.
So Annie is probably not going to join either because she's in the hospital with her
Right.
grandmother going through therapy and stuff. But I was helping her last week get through it. And then today happened with my grandmother. So we've been supporting each other through this process.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's crazy. Because I was like, wait, I thought it was Annie, and then you told me about grandma. I was like, man, so
It's both of us.
We got them both. Both you guys and your grandmas are in our prayers.
Thank you.
But yeah, congrats on, look, one thing I know about all you guys is you guys gonna make a great impression on a client, and that client will want to refer you other people, right? And that's the beauty about this. It's like it's a snowball effect. And the better relationships you build with the clients you get through Sync, the more people they will send you. And this is not going to be a one-time thing. This is going to continue to happen. So good stuff. Very excited to hear
Definitely.
that.
And my listing actually was from a referral who sent me someone, and then that referral sent me this listing. Yeah.
That's the spider web. That's the spider web. I mean, that's what I always talk about. Is just like that's what you understand. You got to see past that one person in front of you, understand that it's going to lead you to more and more deals. And especially if you guys are great at like connecting with them, following up, and staying with them, they will definitely keep referring you people. So good job. Good job. What else? Who we got?
I'll go.
This is dope. Let's
I
go.
just had a closing on Friday, so that's something to celebrate. That
Hell
pending
yeah.
sale. And then surprisingly enough, when I post about real estate, I don't get much responses. When I post about a home being sold, a bunch of people reach out. So but I guess it's a reaction post, but a lot of people have been reaching out about getting into real estate. What's the process? So I've been helping people with that. Working with a couple different people I've met this week, specifically about real estate. So I'll be helping them find a place to hang their license. So why not with EXP?
Absolutely. That's freaking awesome, man. I got some blessings too, but I want to see if anybody else wants to jump in.
I'll jump in.
I
Through
can
my
jump.
inspection period, so things are going well on my transaction, and I got a listing coming up. So I'll set time with Bobby to go over the plan for that. And then I
How'd
also
you get that? How'd you get the listing
that's the parents one.
of the parents one? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So out in Daytona, just how to make that one work. And
Yeah.
I actually am starting to get people to reach out periodically, either through Instagram or social media, whatever, inquiring about real estate or needing some help. So it's nice to see some of those things happen over time.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's like I said, momentum stacks, and as you continue the ball rolling, everything builds up, right? Your momentum, your confidence, your knowledge, and your opportunities, your conversion goes up, everything goes up. And when those things start to work together, it's like before you know it, you're averaging 5 deals a month, and you're like, man, I don't even remember how I was before. but you guys are ramping up to that, so super, super exciting. Did you want to jump in, Wendell, with blessings?
Yeah, sure. Of course, it's a blessing to be here. And the other blessing is the Brazilian is starting to smile again. My life is kind of making sense again after everything that is passing through the last 2 months. and I'm talking with my neighbors about listing here because the prices of the houses here in my neighborhood jumped to 380 to we have a listing here for 500. So I'm very excited that I'm talking with 2 or 3 neighbors from here, and I'm also going to the garage sales in the neighborhood here so I can connect and talk with the neighbors here to get the listing. And sometimes it works. So I'm talking with 2 neighbors here that they did the garage sale, and they actually, one just called me because they have a shotgun. And they want me to have the shotgun, and it's free. And I said, okay, I'll go there. But
They're gonna give you a
I have-
shotgun.
yeah, I'll go there to talk with him, but I'm not getting the shotgun because of my kids, of course. But it's a good start point that I'm connecting with them, and they seems to like me because I was helping them with the garage sale, and I said, oh, I did this in Brazil. It was awesome. I love to do this. Let's put a tent here so we can attract more people. And that was a good connection. And both houses are like in the 700. It's kind of nice homes. So I'm doing that. So I'm pretty happy to be returning to this game very strong. I'm doing my videos again. I'm riding my bikes, shooting some videos. That's very nice. So I'm very
Awesome.
blessed.
Awesome, man. It's great.
Does
to
the
see.
neighbor, the neighbor wants to give you the shotgun or show you
Yeah.
the shotgun? I don't understand this whole shotgun.
Oh, let me show you something here. Yeah, it's
If
It's
somebody
like that.
said something to me about a shotgun, I'd be like, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna stay away from you.
yeah, he has a brand new shotgun and he wants to give it to me. And I said, oh man, I'm sorry, but I have kids and that's not safe for them. They're very curious about everything, and I don't think that's a good thing. But anyway,
And especially if you don't know how to shoot shotguns.
Wendell, you could tell them I'll take it.
let me.
What's that?
I said, Wendell, you could tell them I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah. Dylan's ready. Dylan's getting prepped for the revolution.
Me too.
So while he finds a shotgun, I don't know. Annie just joined us. Welcome, Annie. We got grandma in our prayers. Just letting you know.
Thank
and
you.
You're very welcome. I don't know if you had any blessings. I don't want to shut you out since you just got in. Oh wait, hold on. He's showing us the shotgun.
Turn it sideways.
Oops.
Yeah, there it is. It's like I don't know anything about guns, actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a shotgun. It's definitely a shotgun. That's what it is. Good stuff. Annie, do you have anything you want to jump in here with?
Yeah. So my dad, he was speaking with a friend, and unfortunately the husband passed away. But he got home, I guess, and he was like, well, he called the friend and he was like, if you want to sell the property, my daughter's a real estate agent, so just let us know before you speak with anybody else and she can list it for you. So dad is working overtime to try to get me some deals. So I'm blessed to
Nice.
have him. Yeah, so I'm excited. Hopefully, I mean, not hopefully, because again, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but maybe we can get a listing out of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Put that to work, man. I don't know
Heck
what he's.
yeah.
Yeah, let's
I want to say hello to Justin. I see you back.
Okay, Justin has been, and by the way, Christy, he was in the office this week,
And
on
last,
floor duty, so he's not playing any games right now.
and
Very
yeah,
good. You're braver than me. I do not go in the office, so I miss it, but I can't. So one of these days.
Bobby called me and kind of said, "Listen, you need to get your butt in gear," and I was like, "I'm head in." So That's
Hey,
two.
he's been on the dialer.
Yep. Yep.
I am gonna have to say Dylan has beat you at calls.
I know. I saw him on there. And I was like, man, I got to keep calling. I got to keep calling.
Yep, you just stay at it, but good
I am.
job.
I'm on it head first.
Good
Awesome,
job.
man. Awesome. So I'll jump in here with a quick blessing. It was really for those who came out to the Florida Realtor Convention last week. Awesome. It was really, really cool. We had a good group out there. We showed out. Jason was out there, Devin was out there, and Dell was out there, Elias was out there. Who am I missing? That was Wendell was out there. Dylan's out there. And I remember us going, we all went, well, first of all these different sessions. So it's definitely something you want to be at. My blessing is, number one, I saw Devin connected with an agent out there who I think is going to be incredible. I actually followed up with him for you today, Devin. I was trying to get him to the sales meeting next week. He said he couldn't make it, but I told him like, either way, let's, we need to get together. So, stay on top of that guy. And that's part of the main reason I went. I went to, what'd you say, Devin?
Spoke to him yesterday too.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this guy's going to be a killer. He's already doing really well on his own. He lives out in Spring Hill, and the price points are low out there and there's nothing to do. And he's like, dude, I want to move to Orlando. And we're like, come on over, buddy. We're gonna make this happen. So that was really cool. The other thing that was really cool was, there was this one little moment, and I always remember these little moments, but it's like we all walked into this session together, and I happened to be wearing a sports jacket. So did Devin, and Yandel always looks like he's coming out of a magazine cover. So it was like 3 or 4 of us that were all like dressed like really sharp, and then we all sat down like right in the center in the front. And I just like, for a second I looked over, I was like, man, this is a sharp looking crew right here, man. Like, this is a sharp looking crew. And then after the meeting was over, this girl came up to me. She's like, hey, are you guys from Miami? And I was like, no, man, we're right here. I said, we're right here from Orlando. And she's like, man, you guys look like you just came up from Miami. And I was like, man, well, I was like, Yandel, definitely, he looks Miami, but we were all like, dressed up cool. We were showing out well. And then the other part that I really enjoyed was, the week before I was in Dallas, right, for the EXP Build Conference. And, that was incredible. I mean, and I've been to a lot of conferences, so, a lot of good conferences too. So I'm kind of used to it. But, when I was at the Build Conference, I realized a lot of people aren't, like a lot of people haven't been to as many conferences and many things that I've been to. And it was so great to watch. We must have had like 45 agents from our office out there, and it was awesome to see how powerful these events are to shift mindsets. And everybody kind of came out of there with something different. But it was funny because we went from, we had great speakers, it was networking, the energy and the vibe out there was incredible. Freaking Tony Robbins shuts it down at the end. And then I go to the Florida Realtors Convention the next week, and it was like going back in time. And I realized how far ahead we are of what most people are doing out there. Not just the EXP model. I actually went to a session. This was the best thing. Christy, I went to this session. So I'm like, all right, I'm at Rebar Camp, like what session should I go? So I'm reading the list, and one says exit strategies. And I was like, okay, well, I know the industry one doesn't have any exit strategies. So, and I'm like, and everybody in that room should know about EXP, right? Because I just want to see what this sounds like. Christy, it was the saddest, seminar I've seen. Literally, because the way that they do it, guys, is like, it's not like somebody up there speaking, doing a seminar. They have moderators, and they want the crowd to actually provide the information. So they're like, all right, guys, tell us about what your exit strategies are, and then let people start talking. Well, that worked just fine at the branding thing, because people are like, oh, I'm doing this for my branding, I'm doing that for my branding. When they asked about exit strategies for real estate, everybody was like, oh, well, we came here to see what you had to say, because we got nothing. Like, really, like nothing. Like, all the guy moderator was like, hey man, well, you could buy a property every year for the next 10, 20 years. And, and then you keep paying them off. And then, you have some residual income there, and then maybe you could step away from the business. And I was like, well, yeah, but what else? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so one old, literally like the epitome of old brokerage model. Lady and Devin was there. Who else was in that one? Was it you, Dylan, that was in there? Or Yandel, whoever came in with,
Yandel.
who came in with us? Who was it?
Yeah, Yandel and I.
Yandel, yeah, you and Yandel. And it was like basically the epitome of the old brokerage model. The lady was probably 80 years old. She was sitting in one of those the scooters, and she was sitting there, and so the lady, the lady's sitting there and just like, tell us, like, how do I get out of the business? And the guy says something about investing in residential real estate. She's like, oh no, honey, I've done that. I've owned 22 properties before. It was the biggest headache. I don't want anything to do with that. And I was just like, and everybody keeps talking. I'm like, oh my God, this is a commercial for EXP. And there was a couple of other EXP lines in there, but I like took the microphone and I was like, I gave them some value, and I didn't want to be like EXPing on them. But like, after I said what I had to say, I was just like, hey, by the way, this whole thing is a commercial for EXP Realty. Like, this is the reason that people are hopping into this model. And it's just because there just hasn't been a way for agents to leave the business or retire before. So I don't know. It felt good to know that we're in the right model, that what the model itself is special, but also the people that we've got and the things that we're doing are really, really special. Even the people that went to the seminars on the other days were like the seminars were garbage. Like there wasn't anything of like massive value add, not like what we do here every single month, every single week, the events and the things that we do. So to me, I was just like, wow, man, this thing looks exactly the same as it did when I went like 5-6 years ago, and I was a rookie agent and I was walking around. I'm like, not a darn thing has changed. So just cool to see the contrast, cool to see the differences in what we're doing. So I see that we have the one and only Christy Veem in here. So I feel like when she comes on, I got to give her the floor before we go into some actions. Because I feel like I don't know if you're cracking whips. I don't know if I'm in trouble. Like when Christy shows up on one of the little, blocks, I don't know what's going to happen. You're on mute.
You said something that I wanted to hear about. You were going to announce something.
Oh, that's why you came on?
That's why I'm here, because I want to know what you're going to announce.
She's like, I want to know what's going on.
Well, because I know that I heard the same thing with Team Great, so I'm like, is this the same thing? So that's why I'm here. But I'm also here. I listed a house again. I'm not a big lister. I don't like to do that. I don't like sellers at all. But I did it because after you've been in this game this long, people don't leave you alone. They just keep on coming at you. And I'm like, okay, I really don't have time to work right now. I got to focus on my husband's situation. And they just come at me constantly. So anyways, I've got 15 showings yesterday and today, 2 contracts. And then someone reaches out to me, I don't even know who it is, and says, hey, I want you to be my realtor and I want you to show me this house. It's my listing. And I'm like, really? You want me to double side this shit? Okay. So yeah, it's great. I had a really great closing last week on a listing that I listed. But I wanted you guys to know that this neighborhood in Ocoee, this Spring Lake Reserve, people really want it. And I thought at $375,000, I was $25,000 overpriced. So I started pulling some comps. No, I'm not. So I was wrong. But if you want to go in that neighborhood or anything, you probably should, because it's gated, but I have a gate code. It's right off of AD Mims Road.
Okay. Where the Arden was, the Lennar? Is that at the end of there? Like,
no, it's not at the end. This is at Clark Road and AD Mims. So when you go north on Clark Road and then turn on 80 Mims, it takes a gate code to get in there, but it's a great community that has an HOA. No one seems to care. It's $126 a month. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I would never pay that. But anyways, they do. But there's things come on the market and they're gone in 3 days.
Wow.
So it might be a place to like.
Why do I feel like is it a small neighborhood?
Yes. Yes. And the house is like one of them. My listing looks like it's backwards. When you drive up to it, you drive up to the garage. The front of it actually looks at the railroad tracks. I sold this to them 2.5 years ago for $300,000. Now they want to move. They're being very mysterious. I'm pretty sure it's a divorce situation, but I don't really know. I don't really give a shit. And I put it on the market at $375. I argued with the Mrs. Seller has moved out, but Mr. Seller is my old customer. I got him through Sync. I listed his property. I sold this to him, but Mrs. Seller's daddy showed up telling me what my business was and what the house was worth. And I was like, oh no, man, you are so wrong. Go away. No, we're not doing that. I love it when people, I love it when somebody tells me how to do my job.
There was another agent in our office, I believe, that had a listing in there, and I helped her comp it like
it's hard.
Month and a half. It was a hard comp. I remember it was a hard comp because it's a small neighborhood and not a lot is sold. And I had to go
one
back.
Just went on the market for $485 and it went pending in 3 days. And it literally has 144 square feet more than mine.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's the world we're in, baby. Come and get it. So if it's along the seller line, that's what I'm going to be announcing, Christy. So if that's what you were thinking about, then I'm going to hold that for a little bit, and then I'm going to let you elaborate too, because
I don't know about it.
Okay, so you know about it as much as Gil told me about it today.
Oh,
which, by the way,
okay.
it's Gil's birthday. Feel free to shoot him a quick message. He is off the grid today for his birthday, as he should be.
So birthdays are really important to people, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
They're not to me. I do not like birthdays. That's why when it's April, you'll hear everybody say happy birthday every day. And I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
Christy's just a little ray of sunshine, you know.
I am.
You know, that's what she is. She's just a little ray of sunshine.
Right.
Fuck
Life's a
birthdays.
bitch. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
So let's talk about some progress real quick. So last month was a little bit slow on the pendings month, but you guys came back roaring this month. Had to tell Yandel's ass to put his shit in Sky Slope because I knew he had another pending in there that wasn't counted. So we've got 6 total pendings for August. Hey, if you want to put one in today, we are the 31st, so we can get 7.
I just want you to know, I just found one in there that was inputted wrong and I corrected it. So you might have more than just 6.
Who was it?
Jason. Inputs.
I've got one for Jason.
A pending?
Yeah, I got a pending for Jason. So
because
that was it.
You input it yourself, but Lily does the rest of it. And when you input them, you've got to go to the co-agent and add Robert Davidowitz and the Alliance group.
I gotcha.
Okay. So did you have 1 or 2 pendings, Jason, this month?
It's just one.
One. Okay. So Alexis, you had 2. Congratulations. Even on your deathbed, you are crushing it as always. So kudos to you. And don't worry, you're going to get a chance to go to another conference like Build Conference. Matter of fact, and I'll go ahead and announce this now. We don't have all the details for the contest, but we will be doing a Cabo contest for next March for Cabo San Lucas in Mexico for another Brent Gove event. So we'll be coming up with the rules for that, and so you might have a shot at getting that one, which I have to believe you'll be excited about. So Alexis, 2 pendings. Jason's got 1. Brandon Milich, who's not on right now, got 1 as well. Annie, congratulations, you got a pending as well. And then of course Yandel with his listing that he hadn't inputted. So we've got 6 for August. Still have today left. So if you want to increase those numbers, do that. But well done. Like I said, last month was about one, I think just one pending, and we went up back up to 6. So fantastic. All the prosperity, I've been really enjoying doing the prosperity plan meetings with everyone. You know, and I feel like there's a lot of clarity that has come out of them. So I'm excited to continue to go through the entire group. I kind of want to get with you, Jason, next, if you're open to it.
Yeah.
And then I'll continue down the line. But I've met with Devin, Dylan, Alexis, Annie, Yandel, Rachel. I believe that's it so far. So I'll get you next, Jason, and then I'll give you some more time slots next week for you, Justin, and anybody else who I haven't met with Brandon yet either. Wendell, I have not met with you yet. So we'll open that up as well. But good stuff. So actually, Jason, tomorrow, if you happen to be available, I have a slot.
Okay.
I have a like a 3 p.m.
Yeah.
slot. Is that cool?
3 p.m. work.
Okay. All right. Let's plan on meeting at the office at 3 p.m.
Sounds good.
All right. Good stuff. Commissions Inc. I know or Sync University. I know we only have well, we have, I don't say only, we started with just Annie and Victoria that were going, but now Elias is going, and also we're gonna be adding a new team member. This might be a surprise to you too, Christy. We'll be adding a new team member named Viviana Victoria. So we got Victoria Barry, and then we got Viviana Victoria. So that won't be confusing at all.
Not at all.
And so Viviana, Victoria, Annie, and Elias will be going to Marietta, Georgia, you know, for the 14th through the 16th, but they're getting their 13th, 17th. So that'll be awesome for them to get out there. And then, you know, for anybody who hasn't gone to Commissions Inc. University, there'll be another one. There'll be another one coming up. Let me see.
Where's
I'll
Robert?
give you the dates.
Robert
What's up?
Ross?
Gerace?
Yeah, whatever. his
Yeah,
name
whatever.
is. Where is
Rob.
Good question.
Okay.
I have not seen Rob. I don't know if he was on the last couple meetings or not, but we need to reach out to Rob and see where he's at.
Does anybody
yeah.
know him? Does anybody talk to him?
I
Anybody?
mean, I can reach out to him.
He was on the last meeting, but we also skipped last week. So
Yeah,
If I-
because we did
Yeah.
the Florida Realtors Convention.
right.
So let me look up Sync University.
Maybe he has a day job.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Let's see. The next one is actually the one we usually go to is in Atlanta. So the next one is actually December 7th through the 9th. The other ones are in like Phoenix and Chicago. So the Atlanta one's a lot easier. So for those who haven't gone that want to go, you might want to just mark it off in your calendar, December 7th through the 9th. You'd probably get there on the 6th, potentially leave on the 10th. You know, for those who haven't gone and want to do that, good time to block it out, maybe start talking to family about potentially going to that, and then just kind of keep us posted. So that's the update on Sync U. Talked a little bit about the Florida Realtor Convention already. And so one of the main things that when I was speaking to Gil that we wanted to talk to you about, and Christy, you can also chime in here, is that this weekend in particular is a really, really hot time to get deals. Okay. So you had people who were, you know, trying to buy during the summer prior to the school year beginning, but maybe missed the window. Okay. So then the couple of weeks before school started, they're making sure the kids are ready, they're school shop, and they're doing all this different stuff. So they missed the boat. But now the kids have been in school for a little bit. And this particular weekend right now, what you're going to see is a lot of people that maybe were on the platform a while back start getting back on the platform and looking at properties. Okay. So take advantage of this Labor Day weekend to really go in there and start hitting those leads, especially the ones who were active before, right? And then are starting to be active again, because now they're realizing, okay, cool, kids are settled in school. Now it's time for me to look at this. And, and by the way, they're very serious buyers, because these are the people who kind of been through it already. Like they've already wanted to buy something there, somewhere, all this stuff. They're like, these are ready to go buyers that'll be coming on the platform this weekend. So make sure you take advantage of that. And hammer those calls. This weekend would be incredible for calls, be incredible to show some properties on the holiday weekend, and get yourself, a ton of pendings for September. And we still got the ongoing state contest. We need 11 pendings for that. So we were at 6 this month. We're not that far away, guys. You take advantage of this Labor Day boost and you go at it hard, and we will be crushing that. So the opportunity that Christy was talking about. So next week, the meeting will be live in the office. Gil has set up.
Are you sure? Because
what?
Ours got moved to the 13th because the 6th is a holiday. So I don't know who you double checked with, but there you go.
So there's actually okay. So here's the opportunity, guys. So we've got an opportunity with Open Door to be able to start actually making cash offers on properties and getting you guys deals and getting you guys some seller leads and listing leads. Okay, so for a few of you guys, you'll be able to really take advantage of that. Gil didn't mention to me, was a representative of Open Door actually coming?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah. So Gil told me prior to this call that we would be doing it next Tuesday live in the office. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad to meet live anyway. So let's put it on your calendar that we'll be meeting in the office at 2 p.m. next Tuesday.
Yeah, he might change the team great and put all together on the 7th. What time is the meeting going to be at on the 7th?
2 p.m. Same time, 2 p.m.
Okay.
2 p.m. on next Tuesday. So that'll be a big opportunity for a lot of you guys. So super excited about that. Were there any more details that Gil mentioned to you, Christy?
He said it's a 1% kickback, but
on the, if you do the cash offers.
Yeah, on the listing side. But if they're buying, which most of them are, then that's yours.
Right.
So that was all.
So basically, yeah. So basically what Gil mentioned to me was that, a lot of times they don't accept the offer. So it'll be the opportunity for you to turn that into a listing. Right. So if they accept the offer, then it's going to be that 1%, which is fine. It's easy, cash offer, done, move on. But only 12% of them will accept the Open Door offer. So that's going to be your in to convert that into a listing. So that's the big opportunity there, that they're basically shoveling sellers to you. And, if they take their offer, bam, you get paid. If they don't, bam, you get a listing, right? And get paid more. So
yeah, and then you list it for your 6%, and you show these people why they shouldn't take the Open Door.
That way they shouldn't take an Open Door offer. So that's exciting. 15%. So we'll be talking about, so we'll be talking about that next week.
What is Open Door? I'm not super familiar with that.
Sure. So Open Door is basically a flipper, right? They're like Zillow Offers, OfferPad, or anything like that. So basically they're a flipping company, and they look for sellers who want to sell, and then they offer them a cash offer. They're just a big company, and you consider flippers to be individuals, but they're basically a big company that buys a bunch of homes to either buy or hold them, buy or flip them, depending on the market cycle. And so at the end of the day, their offer is usually not as attractive as to what we can do for them, which is why it's advantageous. So no different than the the express buyers program that EXP has. That's also what they call an iBuyer program, except that Open Door probably moves a lot quicker. That money's ready. You don't have to figure out, with the EXP model, you have to figure out if there's a flipper in the area that wants that property, this and that. Like Open Door, they want that deal. If they accept it at their price, they're ready to rock and ready to move. So they're going to offer them below market value. And if they want to take it, you're going to get paid. But it's an easy deal, right? But most of the time, the seller's going to be like, in this market, they're going to be like, nah, I think I can get way more for this property. And then you can turn that into a listing. So that's what basically they are. They're just a big flipper, but they have unlimited funds, so it makes it easy to move very, very quickly. I mean, and I believe they'll be identifying the properties for you. So these are going to be people that are already saying, yes, I want to sell. What's the offer? And you can come in there and swoop in there and get that deal if they don't accept that. So just another business development opportunity for you guys. We're always looking for that. So, we're excited about that. Anything?
I like the Open Door because their listings stay on the market longer. I just sold 2 of them over the summer because they are on the market too long and they were overpriced. So we went in, we negotiated the price down. The appraisal came in $15,000 under our contract price. And Open Door is like, oh no, we can't do that. You will actually, when you get involved in a deal with them, there's a person you talk to. And they wouldn't come all the way down, but I convinced my buyer to go up 3,000 because the appraiser said, oh yeah, in a month, this house is going to be worth it, but right now it's not. So she did it. And Open Door came down $12,000.
Nice.
They just closed an Open Door too as well. So that went on Friday. The AC went out while they were still the owners, so they fixed it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
No questions asked. They sent someone out, fixed it, good to go.
That's right. They send people out, they fix stuff. You want a hot water heater? Done. Yeah.
That's good stuff. I didn't know that they were that easy to work with. That's good to know.
Yeah.
They weren't fun. Mine wasn't fun to work with. No response at all. I was just proactive. I'm not an AFA, so no phone call, never called me back. The laziest person ever, up the chain of command. So I just handled. I mean, that the AC was the only issue, but like if we need something to get done quickly, no, I had to handle everything at least 4 days ahead of time, knowing that they would just not take forever to respond at 5:45 p.m. So.
To the point where I actually responded and said, what state are you in?
Same.
Because it is 6 o'clock Friday for me on, the 4th of July weekend. Where are you?
My person was in Atlanta, but it doesn't change it.
Still,
and she couldn't give me the answer. She's handling it, but it's up the chain of command. And let me send it to the seller, see if they approve. I'll have to get back to you. I'm still waiting to hear. So it took a week to get the AC fixed. It took a week to get the guy out, and then 3 days to fix it. So that's not
they've got their own people. They've got their own contractors that they send out. So you can't send somebody. You can't get your own person because they have a person, and if they're paying for it, they're doing it. What I did on ours was I said, just pay us in lieu of fixing it. They'll pay you. They'll pay the money at closing. It's like perfect.
Good stuff. So I'm gonna open the floor up to see if there's any deal questions. Christy's here, so take advantage of asking her any platform questions or anything that's happening like that. Anybody got any deals going on right now? They need some different angles, different take, maybe some ahas. I know, by the way, I know some of you guys, like I've spoken to Devin and others have ever since we started talking about calling to meet, he's been having a lot more success getting people to meet in person rather than getting into this thing where you're having these long conversations and basically using up all your ammunition on the phone. We're turning that a lot quicker to, hey, you know, I could ask you a million questions. I'm sure you're busy. I find that it's better to build trust face to face. And that way I can ask you all these questions. If you're down, you know, we can meet in person. So he's been doing that, having some success. So you know, anything you guys are doing right now that's working for you, or any deal questions, the floor is open.
I was talking to somebody about that just recently, about changing strategy to be more qualifying in appointment setting in that initial conversation, and that way you kind of know like whether or not they're going to be looking to do something in the near future and or not, and then follow up as you want to, but really focusing on that qualifying, whether or not they have started looking at lending, like what is it they're trying to accomplish, and then hit them with your value proposition, like, well, I can save you time and money if we spend the time to, you know, chat officially. I know that this is probably an inopportune time, so like, does this or this work time wise? And that does seem to help at least a little bit with the conversion and getting through your calls, because I had been really stumbling with the time, like getting through not enough calls in like an hour. You're like, holy shit, why is this so exhausting? Well, because you spend like 10-15 minutes on a call that wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yep.
No, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And not in a like, hey, you interested? No, bye.
No,
Not
yeah.
like that, but there's a pocket, right? I think if you're, you know, 5 minutes in and you haven't gotten them to at least say, hey, I'm open to meeting, or hey, I'm actually going to this process, then, you know, maybe set a time to follow up, say, hey, you know, maybe this is not a good time for you now, but I know that things can change. Is it okay if I follow up with you, you know, in 2 weeks, or something like that? And then, like you said, go to the next one, right? So you can get to the person that actually is ready. Because look, we all know that there's people on that platform that are ready right now. I mean, you know, Victoria just got 3 referrals from somebody she did from the pond, right? So you're right. It really is about, I don't want to say discarding, but like understanding your time, your time is valuable. So, you know, in that hour, you know, you want to have the right conversations, not just conversations, right?
Right,
So
but
I like that.
even piggybacking on that, I hadn't been doing enough of the financial questions. So I find myself talking to a lot more buyers that want to enter the market, but currently can't. You know what I mean? Like the interest is there, but the ability isn't. So being able to talk through a little bit more of the qualifying, like, hey, have you even checked your credit score? Like, do you have money saved? Once you kind of figured out the interest, like, so like, is this something that you're prepared for right now? If they open up about it. So that's kind of like the second evolution that I've been trying to, because when you get into it, sometimes you just go back to whatever you've been doing. So it's been very intentional trying to remember, like, make that connection, find out the interest, do they have the ability, and then set an appointment, kind of is what I've been trying to go through with anybody that I talk to about real estate.
Right. So, you know, one thing you can always say, you know, there's a lot of steps in the process, but it's really only a few simple steps that we have to put together that I can help guide you through. Number one is we got to find out, you know, what your budget is, right? You know, we got to find out whether you're paying cash or you're financing. And if it's financing, we're going to want to get you with somebody who's a professional who I have on my team that can help you out, because the main thing you want to be able to do is be ready in this market in particular, be ready to submit an offer immediately. And there's only one way I know how to do that, and it's to have a pre-approval letter or proof of funds or whatever we're going to put in there. Once again, guys, the strategy is always to talk to them about cash first. That way you never offend anybody. You know, that, you know, the magic question is always like, oh, will you be paying cash for the property? Or are you going to take advantage of the low interest rates and finance? right? So let's assume they have cash, so they don't ever feel like you're like, hey, you broke, so that's the way it is. Just a few simple steps. Number 2 is you and I are going to meet face to face, and we're going to kind of build some trust in each other. This is a big purchase. I want to make sure that I guide you through that, you trust me, and that we have a good understanding. And I'm going to put together a specific buyer strategy for you, because you can't go into this kind of market with no strategy, right? We have to know exactly what you want, exactly where, and how we're going to get it. And I want to make sure we do that. And then after that, it's a matter of putting something on the contract and making sure you're protected throughout the process. But first things first, let's go ahead and set a time to meet, right? I can get the financing thing taken care of even before we meet, if you like, or we can meet first and we can get you with my finance. What's a good time? Tuesday, Thursday, 2 p.m., 3 p.m., whatever the case may be. So I like that, Jason. I think that Zach probably harps on this almost every single time he speaks. But we might forget the fact that at the end of the day, the more questions you ask about the money part and the more clarity you have on what has to be done, then you can easily qualify somebody, and also know if you need to put them on a track to get qualified, right? Like, hey, do I need to get you with somebody who's a credit specialist, or should I get you with Home First? Let them know, like, here's some things we can do with your credit, to get you where you need to be. Or, do we need to start saving $500 a month for the next 6 months in order to get you the amount of money you need to get there. So I don't want you to necessarily give up on people. I have ways to kind of put them into that bucket, like, hey, let's this is a nurture bucket. These people are ready, and I'm going to focus on the people that are ready.
I would say that none of the leads that we get, if they're talking with you, you discard. It's literally you come back. It's just for later. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly.
If they know exactly when later, that's awesome. You just you mark it down on your calendar, and you follow up periodically before. But yeah, none of them should be discarded if they show an interest.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I had an aha moment last week with Gil. Well, I called you first, Bobby, but it was the day that I guess you were leaving Texas, so you're probably on the plane because your phone went straight to voicemail. Yeah. But the client that I went under contract for in the beginning of August, like, she was literally driving me crazy, and she was like, I was second guessing myself as an agent, which was really bothering me. So I called Gil and stuff, because she expected me to kind of like I was a lawyer and go over the contract with her. And then, like, if I didn't know something, and I had to keep telling her, listen, this is not a contract that I use on a daily basis. This is, the builder's contract. The builders can change this contract as many times as they want, So if I don't know what what the answer to your question is, I have to refer back to the agent, because she specializes in this contract, because this is, she's the builder's agent, blah, blah, blah. So the buyer is just just kind of like beating a dead horse. So it just made me second guess myself, and Gil was like, no, like, you're a great agent, don't ever second guess yourself. You financing, you're not the lender. So if they have specific questions as far as interest rates, or being able to lock in an interest rate, or any of that stuff, that's something that the lender helps with, not you. It's not for you to know everything. And if there's builder specific questions, that's for the builder's agent and stuff like that. So it just made me feel better, because, like I said, I was second guessing myself as an agent, because I didn't know I didn't know the answers. And he was like, you're not a lawyer, and just don't second guess yourself as an agent. That was an aha.
Good stuff. And a lot of times, what people reveal what you might have, I think she struck a chord with you, with potentially the way you think your value proposition is. And when you're once the little by little, you're getting stronger and stronger in understanding that, look, you can't let anybody control your emotional state. It has to be under your control, right? And so you're always going to run into people who act a certain way, but it's funny because if you're very certain in the value that you provide, then you won't react the same way to them. You know, I actually laugh a lot of times when people talk to me in a rough way or in a condescending way. You know, I tend to giggle because I think it's kind of fun. I'm just like, okay, I got you. You know, you obviously, because I laugh because it's funny that they don't have that like social awareness to like not say certain things, but like they're just people, you know, and you're actually doing the right thing for them by referring them to somebody who actually works with that contract or whatever. I mean, you're a guide through this process. You're not every hat. You're just a guide, right? Now your hat is the real estate side. Your hat is that negotiation side. You know, you're going to protect them in the as is contract, but everything else, we have a team for that. That's why that's part of your value proposition is that we have home first and that, you know, you have connection with the agent, that you even know what to ask the agent. You know, that's helping. You're the builder that's helping you. So that's cool. I'm glad Gil helped you out with that. Cause yeah, that's done. You know, that don't let anybody take you out of your space. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? And then if somebody challenges, just take it as a challenge. Oh, they're challenging me. Great. I got to step up. You know, like Tony Robbins says, oh, a worthy opponent. You know, like that's the way I look at it. You know, if somebody's pushing me, then I'm gonna step up. Right. So I'm going to get you all the answers. And by the way, you're probably going to understand these builder contracts a little bit better by doing the thing that she wants you to find out, which next new construction deal, you'll have that in your arsenal. And you might even have some of the answers to the questions or say something like, hey, well, typically builders do this. And this is what I love about every client that you guys have. It's a new story to tell. Actually, when I work with my former clients, funny enough, she asked me the same question. And the builder we worked with there, this is how they did it. But I can tell you that most builders have their own independent contract. So I'm going to have to look through that section of the contract. I'm going to talk to the builder, clarify it for you, and I'll make sure and double check that you get what you need, you know, and most people will be super appreciative of that rather than you giving them some answer you pulled out, you know, out of your butt, you know, so good stuff. What else, guys? It's 3 o'clock. Do we have any questions on deals, any ahas, anything? Hey, I appreciate you, Dylan. Davos shirt. I see you representing, kid. See, he's doing this. These are the tie-dye shirts that Rachel Dean, by the way, you guys going to Sync University this next time. Rachel Dean made us make these shirts. And always appreciate representing the Davos team. So good stuff, guys. If you have any questions, any deal stuff, you guys know, hit me up 24/7. Next week is in person, and you're doing a great job, guys. Good job in August. Let's crush September. Let's get some steaks. All right.
Sounds good.
See you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Yeah.